Today I want to talk about certain traps, certain limiting beliefs that you may be experiencing, that I know I've experienced. And you know, that term limiting belief gets thrown around quite a bit, and that doesn't just mean like, oh, I don't feel like I can do something. Limiting beliefs are things that exist that maybe you're not even aware of a lot of the time, so it's good to learn about them. So I've got a list here of ones I've come across. One of the traps or boxes or limiting beliefs people have, the first one is relating to your identity. People try to force identity on you throughout your whole life. They tell you how to live your life. They tell you that you need to do well in primary school, then do well in high school, then study something really prestigious in university, even though you might like it, and then you need to get married. And all these rules are forced upon you, regardless of really how you feel, and you just kind of get used to the way things are. This ties into being put in the box of, you know, expectations from others. A lot of people get mad, excuse me, a lot of people get mad because they expect people to think like they do, okay? And it's a trap. It can cause you to become very negative. And I don't know if this is really cliche, but you can never expect someone to think like you, okay? If they do something that you don't agree with, the only thing that you can control is your is how you react to that. Meditation helps with how you react to things. So if you feel like you're feeling negative to the way other people are living their life, just think about yourself, okay? Try that instead. The other one is the intellectual limiting belief or box, where you think you can change your emotions by using your logic, and it's impossible. Another one is the emotional trap, okay? And that's thinking you're exempt from the biases of your brain, from your emotions. You think that the 25 cognitive biases, for example, different fallacies don't apply to you because you're so smart. Show some humility, okay? Everybody is driven by their emotions, including you. It's good to be aware of them, but don't think that you aren't controlled by them, okay? We're all born human. We're all affected by our emotions. The next trap some of you might be falling into is the morality trap. Thinking that one way of doing something is right, whether that's a religious belief or whatever, something you've been raised on. Know that morality is not law. It's not what you've been raised to believe, is not always right, okay? And it's important to see different sides of the story. The next one, unselfishness trap, okay? Now, it's good to be unselfish. We're all taught this throughout our lives. But it's not good to be completely and 100% altruistic to the point where you're always missing out and letting someone else go ahead of you. You don't want to be Mr. Nice Guy all the time. So have a think about that. You do sometimes need to think of yourself before others. For example, you know, okay, working out, okay, maybe instead of helping someone else, okay? By focusing on yourself, working out, or even like educating yourself, being selfish at that moment, it can actually allow you to better help other people do that, okay? So don't be completely altruistic. Don't be completely unselfish, because it's having a negative impact on your life. Another one is the group trap, herd behavior, okay? In many cultures, when you are, say for instance, the black sheep, you know, people shun you, people think you're weird, and this causes people to go back into the herd, okay? Now, this reminds me of a famous quote that says, "The mass of men lead lives of quiet desperation. What is confirmed resignation is confirmed desperation," okay? Don't just stay in the masses because it's comfortable. Seek your own way, be comfortable with people not being comfortable with you going your own way. The despair trap, okay? If you find yourself putting the responsibility for things on other people, you know, that can be a bad habit, having a negative impact on your life. Gary Vee is classic on this wavelength, where he says, everything is my fault, okay? It's a good mindset to have. The utopia trap, or I've heard this referred to as the field of dreams, and it's thinking happiness is this state you will have in the future based on certain requirements. Like, I'll only be happy when I buy a house. I'll only be happy when I get a girlfriend. I'll only be happy once I buy this car. That is not what happiness is derived from, okay? So think about what is actually bringing value to your life now, what makes you happy now, and try to build off that. And you'll probably find that while security is good, lavish lifestyles don't necessarily predict happiness. Another trap here is the investment trap. Now, this comes across in many different contexts. I've seen it with friends who are with bad girlfriends or with bad boyfriends, for example, or people pursue a business and then it starts to go downhill and they fall in the investment trap. It's basically saying, okay, I've started this, I've been doing it for this long, I know it's going down, but I've invested all this time, I can't just quit. Okay, and that's the sunken cost fallacy. Remember that sunken costs are sunk. Okay, there is the opportunity cost that you're then paying by staying invested in that endeavor that is really not worth your time anymore. Okay, by opportunity cost, I mean you could be doing something else. Instead, you're wasting time on this. This is a trap I've seen a lot. Okay, sometimes you just need to stop, kill it, go on to something new. The last one I thought that might be relatable to the stuff I want to talk about on this channel is the certainty trap, certainty bias really, which is believing in ultimate or extreme truths. Charlie Munger said, avoid extreme ideologies, they cabbage the brain. I tend to agree. Some people have extreme views on something, and when, you know, when something pops up that might be against that view, they go mental, they freak out, and this is a limiting belief. It's a mindset that is only going to limit you. Okay, when you are black or white, nothing is black or white. Okay, except for the laws of physics, and even that, you know, if you look into that, now they have quantum theory and versus relativity. Even that, they're like, well, it doesn't really match. But yeah, that's a video for today. It's just to make you aware, I guess, of different traps, mindsets that you might be falling into. And that's all. See you tomorrow.